Hello, welcome to the Pint podcast, where our parters pish, but our pints aren't. To introduce ourselves, I'm Caden, and I'm joined by my co-host, Dino.
Hi, hello, and welcome to this special episode, which is 25 now. And what's special about this episode is we have two returning guests, the head honchos of KBLTGaming, Ken and James. Hello.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Lovely to be back.
Yes, very, very happy to be back.
Good to have you.
Either you've got a tinny to open with me.
I already opened it.
That's alright. I'll crack it.
Lovely cherry monster, by the way.
Ooh. Nice choice.
Nice.
It's very nice. Very, very nice.
Any of you got anything?
How about you?
Well, we're good, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Aye, all good here.
Good, yeah.
Living the life. As much as we can.
Yeah.
Anything exciting going on recently? Any news?
Not in my personal life. It's same old just now. Nothing major happening.
Shocking, a pandemic, nothing going on.
I know. I should be doing everything.
I mean, it is a bit constricting right now, isn't it? I mean, as you know, I've got two companies, which I'm currently not. They're not allowed to exist. But there's a couple of cool projects waiting to start them. For anyone who doesn't know, they're music production companies and media advertising. But yeah, no, we've got a couple of cool projects waiting to start, and that's about the most excitement I've had in a long time. It's just waiting for them to be able to go ahead.
Yeah, waiting is just all you can do.
Now we know how Sirius Black felt. I did my waiting. 13 years of it.
Well, we've certainly got plenty of time to be sitting and chatting. That's for sure.
Yeah, boy.
Yes.
Something happened to my college online facilities that they've hacked, so I can no longer access any of my stuff that I need to do. That's a bit annoying.
Oh.
Ironically enough, I'm in a cybersecurity course, and I can do nothing about it.
Oh my god.
It was you, wasn't it?
No comment.
You sabotaged your own workload just so you didn't have to do anything. Ironically, you get top marks for such a hack.
And he did it with the song "School's Out" playing in the background.
Oh boy.
Well, apart from that, I suppose we should move on to one of our main topics then, being streaming.
Yes.
Now, I know two of us are, or at least have been streamers, and have been streaming recently. So, who's the last one to have been streaming?
James is the last one.
I streamed very briefly on Thursday night because I was doing a test on the Xbox, and that was playing some Apex Ranked. But nice. I have been quite quiet on streaming, and I think it's just a case of finding the motivation of sitting down in front of the camera and talking to, well, yourself mostly, just coming up with random rubbish to say.
Yeah.
So I am quite thankful for randoms coming into the chat and just talking about anything. Like, for example, I was streaming for a half-hour stream on my drive home from work, and this kiddie from, I want to say Denmark, I think he said he was from, just started chatting, and I was like, oh, so you just checking out? And he was like, yeah, just seen you were streaming, seen you were driving, just wanted to drop by. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. I'm just chatting to myself, talking rubbish. Yeah. And then Ken popped in, so that was very good as well. We got some back and forth.
I was making Frankenstein burgers. I took 4 quarter pounders and made them half pounders.
Combine.
Yes, it was rather pleasant to watch your stream whilst cooking my burgers. So it was good fun.
It was just a test of again another test of just running straight off of my phone and seeing how it comes through on my phone camera. With so checking audio and visual. And I was quite thankful with firstly the kitty from Denmark ? And then Ken dropping in, so it was good to get some feedback.
Short stream, did you say?
Yeah, my commute is about half an hour, so it was just for the entire commute of that. So it was only about a half-hour stream.
Only a small boy.
You prefer doing the shorter streams or ones that are like quite long, quite a few hours?
Well, I personally haven't gone. I think my longest stream would have been the playthrough of Resident Evil 2, and that was about 5 hours. But at least in that instance, I have the content of Resident Evil to fill the space. I personally, I don't find myself like if it's just myself. I don't feel I can be that much of a personality to fill the air, like in relation to other solo streamers who just their personality can just shine through, and that kind of thing. So if it's just myself, I'll usually go 2.5 hours, and then I'm like, right, because then I don't know, I get like self-conscious, and then I'm like, right, I'm off, bye.
See, this is the thing though, and I stand by it. I've been saying like pretty much since I met you've got the personality for streaming, dude.
But
like
then
you're very easy to watch.
See, I take your comments, take your comments on board, but I get in my own head.
I know what you mean.
So the chat experience is definitely like a good aid to have then.
The what? Sorry.
Chat experience.
Oh yes, the chat experience. Yeah, it's good having even at least just one person in chat, because then it's just in my head. I'm thinking, right, I've got some content here. It's not just me sat playing a video game. So it's which I feel is just
makes it more natural.
Yeah, it just makes it more natural, and it's not just me playing a video game.
Like you don't have to think about what you're doing and is this entertaining anymore. It's literally just, oh hey man, how's it going?
Then you can bounce off of them, and then hopefully for at least half an hour, and then that's a good chunk that you've just had a natural conversation with someone, and then they may make remarks about the game you're playing or future plans and stuff. So then you can just talk about that. It's good. It's good even for the randoms.
Even from a watching perspective, like being able to use the chat is such a largely enjoyable part of it.
Oh yeah,
just interacting with the streamer, even if they're like got like an absolute shit ton of views, and you manage to put a comment there that gets seen, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, but, like for not like for example, XQC has routinely 50,000 views, so you're not going to get a shout out there. But if you're watching someone with say a couple hundred, and they're chatting to everyone in chat, you send something through and they respond, you feel like you're now part of their community, and it's good to get that, I suppose. In my own mind, you then feel welcome in what they're doing. You feel a part of what they're doing. It's an experience. It definitely is.
And just imagine being a streamer and having like an influx of chat, where you have like 50,000 viewers and it just floods and you can't even see a word for half a second.
Yeah.
Like at least when you're like got like maybe a couple thousand or like a few hundred, you can at least like sort of keep up with the chat. But I couldn't imagine trying to shuffle through it. You'd have to rely on people like donating or using their prime messages and stuff like that.
Text to speech is a big one. Yeah,
a lot of them do it so that it's just a subscriber chat.
Oh yeah.
And that helps them cut it down quite a lot. So they'll only see your chat if you are subscribed to their channel. And whilst it's like it may come across as like you can't speak to me unless you pay to see my stuff. It's more of a listen. I can only reply to so many people, so I'm giving priority to those that are financially supporting me in this fun, goofy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that in a situation where it's like following as well. Like not even
Follower only chat.
just follower only, yeah. So it's people that are actually wanting to be there. Chat.
Yeah.
So you get a lot more just better quality comments.
With the follow only chat, it adds some accountability to the person's actions, because if the person follows and then they're just being like a horrible person in chat, then the owner of the stream can know who they are, can report and or ban them, and then it's like it's securing your own what's the word community, because then you'll if they pop up again with a slightly altered username, you can snap to them straight away, and it is securing you, because if you don't have followers only, you may lose them like in chat. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's followers only definitely makes sure that the people who want to be there will be there.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, I suppose is where I was going with that.
Yeah.
That's it. I haven't streamed in ages.
Would you like to stream?
I would. Yeah,
Right
I would like
now.
to. I would like to stream again. Man. I mean, all I've got to really offer is like Rocket League, because that's all I play. But I do currently have Apex Legends downloaded as we speak, so that might be something else that we can do. So we started off. We started off Cobalt Gaming, me and James, way back, and then I started on my own channel for like 2 or 3 months or something along that lines. But my God, trying to commit to a schedule and trying to make sure that I was streaming for 3 or 4 hours at a time, I just couldn't do it. I've got too much time at work. As I've said before, I now have 2 companies myself outside of my work, which I'm trying to progress. So trying to find that time is hard. So what I've done is I've just written off my own channel, and I'm trying to help. Well, I'm going to start trying to help contributing more towards the Cobalt Gaming, because at least the pressure is not all on me for my personal channel. And James has been. I don't know how your back's hanging in there, son. You've been doing all the streaming for Cobalt yourself.
Well, it's I've started to take some more initiative with YouTube as well, to try and get the back and forth with, so it's not just
I have noticed, yes,
the Twitch, because then if you stream on Twitch, you can then take your stream, cut it down, put like best bits on YouTube, which is the plan. Which is a plan I've thought about doing, is next time I properly stream, I'll take best bits or like funniest bits, chop it up, stick it on YouTube, because then it's got the longevity of it, and it's not the clip isn't just going to disappear after 2 weeks or 1 week on Twitch.
Yeah, it's observed.
And the communities of Twitch and YouTube can be and often are very different. So if you can style your clips or videos to the YouTube audience, then they may go, oh, I like this guy, then they'll watch your Twitch. It may not be exactly the kind of full content or whatever that they're looking for, but they may stick around and go, you know what, this guy's pretty decent. So it's just a matter of trying to drum up your audience by styling it in a way that they're familiar with, so that then they get used to you and then come to your Twitch.
Well, there's also the like the sociable hours side of things, because not everyone streams from your part of the world. So, for example, my favorite Twitch streamer is Sotus. He's a Rocket League player. Very entertaining, very humble. He's just, the guy he's so sweet. You need to watch him, and he's very, very good at Rocket League. But his usual time to start streaming for me is like 10:30 at night, and I have to drive to Skye every single day, which is a 2.5-hour drive. So I'm usually in bed by like 11.
Yeah.
And then once he started doing YouTube again, I'm able to catch a lot of his content on there, as opposed to on Twitch, where it would just be like replays of clips. It's not the same
Yeah.
watching someone stream that was live as it is watching content that he's designing for people like myself, who want to watch it when they want to watch it.
See, you're right there saying that it's not the same experience, but you're still able to support them because you still enjoy their personality, you still enjoy their content. You're just not geographically able to watch them when they're live. I totally understand that. Yeah.
Sometimes I can, like the odd Friday. Well, when I'm on my 4-day week, whatever day I have off after or whenever, usually I can stay up late and watch them then. If I'm fancying, or if I'm knackered, I'll go to bed. But I definitely think it serves a purpose for people that can't catch you when you're streaming live.
Yeah. I'm one for watching highlights quite often and just like weak clips. I think it is really useful if you're just not capable of watching it at that times, or even if you just prefer to like have your own routine. You're trying to fit that into your routine rather than sort of bending what you do to certain streamers.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. Like Kenneth mentioned, full name Kenneth.
Okay,
Ken
Mum.
mentioned about sticking to a schedule. Like, I can understand the pressure then, because you can set your schedule on Twitch, for example, so people go to your page, they can see when you're next due to stream. But if you are working a full, for example, Monday, Friday, 9 to 5, then if you've said you're going to stream on a Monday evening when you get home, you may have just had a really tough day at work, and you're like, I cannot sit in front of a camera for 3 hours. So it's with YouTube, for example, it then allows you to, if you stream once a week, you can then chop up your clips, stick them on YouTube. Then you're still being what's the word? You're still being active, just not streamingly active. You're still expanding your community.
Yes, that's a good.
This is something that annoys me about like a lot of people think taking up streaming is like a really easy thing to do and make money. But one of the thoughts I had at one point, which kind of dictated me coming away from streaming, was if you do become successful at it and it becomes like a source of your income, Twitch is really weird in that a lot of streamers are terrified to take holidays.
Oh yeah,
because or if they miss a stream, like a ton of people will unsubscribe and think, and they're fair enough to them. They're only thinking, it's just a $5. Oh, he's not streaming. I'm taking it away. But when it mounts up, you're taking like thousands away from these people because they missed a day. Do you know what I mean? It's it's a bit harsh, but I mean, people can do what they want with their money. But if you really want to support someone, I'm sure you can allow them to go on holiday and be a human being.
Oh yeah,
for a little while. But that was one of the thoughts I had before I came away from streaming. I'm not claiming to have any success at streaming at all, by the way. Just want to get that one out there. I was weighing up where it was going to go. I didn't want to get to a point where I was disappointing people. Because I couldn't commit to the schedule that I'd started, or I couldn't commit to the amount of days that I was doing. And it's like James said as well. Another point of that is if you're out to stream the days that you've said, a minimum like 4 or 5 times a week, there's going to come point you're human. There's going to come points where you're not feeling great, and you just want to chill out. But if you've made a success out of Twitch, you can't really not go on, or at least you feel that way. But at the same time, the community you've built can bring you out of that funk. But there's still that initial struggle of, do I go on? Don't I go on? I'm feeling pretty shit,
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these Twitch streamers, they have subscriptions that are set up so there's like different tiers, and they offer more stuff, so like more emotes and this and that. So it's gonna add that pressure of, if they're not on, then these people aren't getting the use out of their full tiers.
feel like they're cheating them, basically.
Yeah.
It does certainly put that pressure on.
That's definitely the thing with successful streamers. So it's like they no longer have like an actual 9-to-5 job or any job at all, depending on how much money they make, because these successful streamers are basing their 9-to-5 job being streaming.
Yeah.
So it's definitely gonna be stressful. You definitely have to be consistent, but it's definitely harder as well if you're a smaller time streamer and you don't make anything from it as well, because you have to put that on top of your work schedule.
Well, that's it.
For make it or break it, basically. And when you're not making money from it, it's simply just like a hobby or an interest.
Mm.
Which is a good thing if you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Donation seems to be quite a big way of, especially way back when it was the main way of people getting money from streams, rather than the actual subscription that is available now in that tier system.
Then a lot of people started that Bit Boss thing. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen
It's
bits
where,
of
like,
that.
yeah, it's where there's like a certain amount of bits that you can donate. I think the Twitch streamer gets 50% of how the monetary value.
Mhm.
But they have like a health bar at the bottom, and whoever's beat the last person. But it's not. You don't have to beat their full amount though. So if someone like donated 1,000 bits, they're the bit boss, and their health is 1,000, like 1,000 HP. But if people chip away at that, it brings it down. So if like 3 people donated 200 bits each, it would take it down to 400 HP.
Yeah.
So then you have to, if someone then said, right, I'm going to donate 500 bits, they would then beat that person. Their name would be up on the stream, and then I think their HP would be 500 as well. But that's something a lot of streamers use as well to encourage bits, but also add a little bit of fun for the people and give them that sense of, oh, my name's up there, on the person that they're watching. It gives them that interactive feeling.
It's encouragement in the community and making people feel comfortable, I suppose, being in that kind of environment.
Well, that's what Twitch is all about. It's finding a space to be comfortable with people that are like-minded.
Yeah. Then there's like the versatility of streaming you've got to tackle as well, as if people are watching you specifically for one game, or are they just watching you because they want to see your personality. So like if you're good at a game, there are a lot of like viewers are only watching you sometimes just because you're playing, let's say, Rocket League or COD. So if you were to go into another game, your viewers would probably be like on half or more. Then there's it's just completely dependent if you're a game streamer or a personality streamer.
Yeah, that reminds me of.
Yeah, definitely feel that.
Tim the Tatman. Mind when Tim the Tatman was doing.
Fall Guys.
So,
oh my god!
Because he constantly wouldn't win, people were tuning in to watch him fail, and it just kept building up to the point where, like, in a stream when he's playing, he's getting like 350k like peak viewers in one session, and then as soon as he comes off that game and starts something else, or starts like one of the sort of monster things, it just dips to like 50k, and it's like, Jesus Christ.
Actually, saying that, I did see there was, I can't remember the full specifics about it, but like he hadn't won a crown by this point, or he kept failing on this one particular course. There was something like that. So whenever he would be on this particular course or on the last course, almost getting the crown, like his viewership would go up to just see if he would fail, or it wasn't a positive behavior because they were there to see him fail. But I mean, I'm not much of a fan of Tim Tatman myself, but people like he took it on stride some of the times, but then he would like freak out, react, be like, "No, what the f is this? Be shot,"
This was like part of why a lot of people were watching.
Oh,
seen his
absolutely.
reactions to losing in such a fashion, because it could be like by just a small millimeter that he's losing.
Oh
Stuff
yeah.
like absolute bullshit stuff, and he just like screams. Oh man.
How did we get onto this subject? It was viewership, Tim Tapman. How did we get onto this?
Specifically.
Game streamer or personality streamer. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's this particular Apex streamer, Shiv FPS.
I watch him.
He is a very good Apex player, and I've rarely seen him play anything but Apex. But he did play Valheim very briefly the other night. I didn't catch much of it. I think I was going to bed or something. But he is almost dedicated to playing Apex. So you'll get people like that. They will just do the one game or maybe 2 games. So they do get a dedicated audience because the audience knows what they're in for. Or in the inverse, you get like XQC. He's a variety streamer. He will chop and change what he's doing, so the audience, they may not want to just stick with one thing, so they go to him for variety, and they get something fresh and new every few hours or something. He'll change it up. He'll even post. I don't know if he does polls or whatever, but he'll ask the chat what they want to see him play, like it may be the newest game, or maybe something that's notably difficult, like Dark Souls. So that's enticing the community to take part in conversation in what they would like to see the streamer do. It's the moral of the story here is community. It's all
together.
community. But yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
It just depends on what the streamer wants to base their content on.
Oh yeah. So is there anything you want to stream in the future currently? Like any plans? Any specific games or?
Ken?
Well, I mean, as we speak, Apex Legends has just finished downloading for me. I've never played it before. So that's probably one, but I mean, I am very, 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 very much a Rocket League main for gaming. As I'm sure Dylan can attest to.
Definitely.
But yeah, no, I want to play Valhalla, but I'm getting very confused because I've been looking online and the settings on my laptop. I have a very expensive laptop. Before someone says, "Well, there's your problem. It's a laptop." For video editing, video production, and photo production. My fucking stats should be fine. Yet I cannot play Valhalla.
Is it like super low frames or?
Yeah, it's like skippy, it's buggy. I don't know. Maybe I'll try downloading it again and see. I don't want to resign myself to having to buy it on the PS4. I'd have a PS5 because I'm trying to stay PC. But yeah, I don't know. It's not happening. It doesn't want to have it, and I'm like, right. RTX 2060 graphics card, i9 processor, Valhalla. And it's like, oh, you should be able to play this in 4K at like 60 frames per second. No, I can't.
Valhalla be like, no, not for you.
The Valhalla one, I very much. What's that?
Valhalla be like, not for you, not today.
Yeah.
No, you are not allowed.
Valhalla is one I want to play. The one I definitely want to play.
I've always wanted to stream, but my internet will not allow online games. So in the future, because I can stream from my PS5, I think I might, when I go to start playing the 2018 God of War for the first time, stream that as I play it. That might be my first ever stream game, or stream ever. I've also thought about maybe doing like a React stream or something, like get Dylan on, maybe react to memes and such.
Yeah, meme streams are quality. That's one of the things that me and you've watched quite often.
Yeah.
Because you can obviously, in terms of like Too Mad or Noah J, I think he's done some. There's quite a few that've done these meme streams, and whoever's watching sends in, like they donate maybe like a $5 or something, and attach a video with it, which is I don't know. There's something like, because as the streamer, you're almost not in control. You can obviously filter certain stuff to not appear.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sort of content gets me. Just random, like different styled, funny videos appearing.
Or when someone, like the streamer, is stuck in a particular part of a video game, then they'll go, chat, how do I get through this? Has anyone got a walkthrough? And then people will just
Troll.
share Rickroll and just absolutely troll them, because then the person who's just Rickrolled them, like, they've had direct interaction with the streamer, so it's like it's I don't know, they feel more included in the community because they've now just had direct contact with the streamer, and then the community will have a good experience because they're watching this and unfold, and yeah, it's just I've seen that happen a couple times. I think Tim the Tapman, for example, he got rickrolled like 3 times in a row because somebody like linked him the video, like, oh yeah, you just need to do this. Sent the video. He's like, God damn it! Somebody was like, no, don't listen to him. You need to do this, and it was the same video again. It just Rick Astley, just so good.
Yeah, I'm one who's been wanting to stream a lot more as well. I've done it a few times in the past, and it's mostly been a case of whatever I'm on, I'm wanting to share that. Like certain things, I don't want it to just be almost not remembered, not recorded. For example, one of the streams I'd done before, getting your mind, it was me, you, Matthew, just drinking. I stayed up from, I can't remember what time.
Did you stream that?
Yeah.
Oh my god, so you did.
6 a.m.
Was that the Apex game?
Yeah.
Apex stream.
So we just kept drinking and drinking, and I'm streaming this.
Up at 6 a.m.
Yeah, 6 a.m. Pure morning. You can hear the seagulls.
Oh my god.
You can tell it's morning. The light shining through the curtains. You're still playing PEX, trying to get a dub.
Jeez. I caught a bit of that stream, and it was just you giggling for a good chunk of it.
I'm pretty sure there was a part where my maw came in. You didn't hear my maw, but like you just hear me going just laughing at her. She came in and like this look in her face, like, what are you doing up?
Go to bed.
Why are you awake?
I'd certainly love to stream a lot more. Once I get a better setup, because I want to be able to get like a decent webcam and just a proper setup, like computer, if I can do it properly, rather than just through the PlayStation's feature. Then I'm more open to different things. I'm not limited.
And you can come full time on Rocket League with me.
Yes.
Consent. You heard it here.
Verbal contract.
This is a legally binding contract now, verbal contract.
Oh no.
Documented.
By the Pint podcast. DM.
You feel webcams important?
To an extent, there's a lot of webcams out there that are just expensive for the sake of fucking brand names and shit. Like Razer took one out the other day, and I'm like, really? I was expecting at least 4K for Razer to come out with a webcam and say, "Oh, we're doing webcams now." It's 1080, normal, standard. I haven't even looked at the price because as soon as I seen the stats, I was like, "Really? You get all excited about bringing out a webcam? You don't even make it like 4K." Personally, if you're gonna spend like a lot of money on something, get a camera that you can change the lens on and get a decent lens, and it's gonna give you so much more versatility. But having said that, it's not really that important unless you're doing media as your stream. Like if I was sitting editing photos and all that sort of stuff, my camera, my streaming camera would have to be really good. Likewise, I'm doing videos on YouTube. I have to make sure that my camera is really good to maintain the quality of everything I'm putting out. But in terms of games and stuff, honestly, as long as people can clearly see your face, that's all they really care about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as long as you're not just a little tiny little blur, they don't really care. I mean, look at some of the most successful streamers out there. They don't have like a mental setup. They don't have mental lighting, or I would say just a camera that's clear, like a webcam that's clear. You're better off investing in your lighting, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. And there's folk that have the mouse and keyboard cameras as well.
Oh yes.
Just to show, or
some like for example, Overwatch streamers, if they play predominantly like fast moving gun roll, they'll show their keyboard or mouse, because like the flick of the wrist is what viewers will want to see, just how they perform with the mouse, or like CS:GO, like Counter-Strike players or streamers will show their mouse and keyboard just because they may have particular keybinds or something that somebody wants to look at when they perform certain moves. So yeah, you'll have a camera on their face, camera on their keyboard, camera on their mouse. May have a second camera on their person as well. So it's some people do have multiple webcams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then saying that, on the absolute inverse, some streamers do very well without a webcam at all. They've never had one, they never will.
Yeah.
Because they just go off the content and they can fill the space of the webcam with just personality or constant drivel, as it were.
It also gives you a bit of nostalgia for the old days of YouTube, watching playthroughs and such, where nobody would have like.
I had a total brain fart moment. Sorry, you cut out there for me. Carry on.
No,
I thought you'd finished, but you cut out for me.
Nah, that's what I said. I was just talking about like back in the old days of YouTube, when you didn't even know what a YouTuber could look like, simply based. They were just doing content and that. But now there's such like a high demand for viewers wanting to see people's faces constantly. Somebody I watch called Jerma, he does have like a face cam sometimes, but most of the time he's just like, no, I don't want to have face cam on. I'm not wearing a shirt, please.
He'll just show his screen and the content he's doing, because he feels he can put more into that content rather than showing his face, which totally understandable. Totally get that.
Well, for a lot of people, it's not like a vanity thing. It's quite the opposite. They don't really want to be seen. They just want to chill out with people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And that's the closest way of doing it without saying, "Look at me." I mean, it kind of puts you. If you are self-conscious, I mean, that kind of amplifies it. Yeah. You're on a webcam to. Yeah. I had a total brain fart moment, by the way, when you said keyboard and mouse cameras. I thought you were talking about keyboard and mouse with cameras in them. So I was like, what?
Just keyboard camera.
What are these methods? Methods of madness.
And then when you started talking about it, obviously I got it. I was like, oh, right, okay. That makes sense.
Goals are beyond your imagination.
Yeah.
No, streaming is definitely.
With webcams, I picked up. Oh, yeah.
No, try on.
With webcams, I find it adds that level of like connection, being able to see them from watching. But I'd totally get the no webcam as well. There's certainly some quality content on either side of the fence.
Yeah. Like it goes one way or the other. It's like you ever feel closer to the streamer if they've not got a face cam, or feel closer if they do. Like more intimate if you just know their voice and like how their personality is. Then there's others like, no, I want to know how they look like. Need to. I don't think I'd be one for face cam.
No.
If I were to start streaming.
Just if you ever change your mind.
Content.
If you ever change your mind, you've got your camera.
No, I don't think I will.
No. No, I don't think I will. All right, Steve.
I also find quite important, I would say, is the on-screen notifications, like the text to speech. I feel like that adds such a huge thing to streams.
hmm
Without it, it's almost, I don't know. It's kind of weird because so many people have gravitated towards having that on now.
Are you meaning,
Oh.
like, for example, someone donates and they've written a message, and then
Yeah.
it comes up on the screen, so the chat can see it as well as the streamer?
It can create like a lot of moments as well that can turn into clips and highlights.
Oh yes.
Oh,
For example, the time to throw pog jump.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of with what were you thinking?
especially on to the opportunity to get clips made, especially on YouTube, when someone types in dab 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 dab, and the guy was dabbing away to it, he was like dabbing, and then they ended the message with "if you like underage girls."
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, 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 whoa!
No.
He was just sitting dabbing away, dab dab. Like, and he was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah. There's definitely some perfect moments of text to speech where people will be like, "Hey, streamer," and then it'll ask them a question, but then they've left a gap in the voice, and then they have something else to add, like right at the end that just I can't remember the exact example, but it's like, "Hey, streamer, what's 9 plus 10?" Then they'll leave a gap and be like, "Suck your mum, ha 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 ha." Or, just something so stupid like that. It's just.
I mean, there was one with XQC where it was like a whole wholesome message to him, and then there was a gap, and then it just ended up like, "Lol, JK, kidding, you're a bitch."
It definitely adds something to the experience.
I do. See, on the back of streaming, that's something I love watching on YouTube as well, as like the streaming fails.
Yeah.
They are bloody hilarious. Like one of them was kind of, it might have been XQC. It was one of the bigger names. It was one of the recognized names. When you see
Ninja.
And someone was saying the guy was complaining about something, and he had a notification with a particular GIF and particular audio, and someone triggered that particular thing at that time. So they were complaining, and the notification was "Shut up, bitch." I can't remember where it's from, but it's just fucking brilliant.
Just perfectly timed.
timing.
Yeah.
Compilations. I mind seeing one was they're playing one of the Star Wars games, and at this specific point,
Oh my god!
someone got flung using the Force, and I think one of the donation sounds was actually "bruh." So he got flung, it's just "bruh."
As he gets yeeted through the air.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But with these like gold moments comes the more annoying like viewers inputting stuff. Like if you watch Shiv a lot, you would notice like the constant spam messages of "uwu ara."
Yeah, it's literally just the letters U and R, but if you put U R R, the text to speech says it strange, like U R R U R R. It's just like
It's constant.
Because it's an automated voice. Yeah, people have used particular words or letters in a pattern to produce something strange.
There's the whole 777, 7,000. You know that? Have you seen that one?
777,777,777. No, I don't
7
know.
quintillion, 707.
Yeah, I don't know where the 7 came from, but I see it a lot in XQC's chat. Speaking of things that have evolved from text to speech or just chat community, the whole like Pepe or Pepe hands or Pepe sad, this frog the meme has just evolved into something incredible as well. It's just what the chat community has done, not just the streamers, but the actual chat has done for streaming is incredible.
There's so many emotes come from it, like PogChamp.
Yes, yeah.
And that's like actually been changed because there was implications with the image, and now it's like a lizard thing now, isn't it? That's the emote.
I don't even know.
Like there was like a poll to change the PogChamp emote to something else.
Yeah.
And there was like 3 choices, and one of them was just a lizard doing a PogChamp face. And that won.
Well, I don't think I've seen this. I'll look into it just now.
Variations of that.
Oh my god. Oh, the Komodo. Okay, yeah. There's people have used this as Komodo hype. So okay, I guess it's now the new PogChamp. So yeah. Twitch is a strange.
Would you say when it comes to streaming, do you prefer to watch these streams, or do you prefer to actually stream yourself?
Personally, like I mentioned before, it's the self-conscious getting in my own head. When I first start a stream, like if I'm, for example, doing the Injustice speedrun, I have the set goal of getting through this, and then once I've done that, my mind is like, okay, time to get off. So I feel like at present, because I get in my own head, I'm not a great host. So I feel I'm more I'm more towards watching other streamers than streaming myself. Yeah. Ken?
I quite like streaming actually. But it just comes down to the time thing, so I suppose by default I prefer watching people stream. No, I find it kind of like a nice little rush, especially if you're trying to accomplish something. Like back when I was streaming, I think I was very close to hitting champ for the first time in Rocket League, and that was like a big thing for me. Can reach champ today, that kind of thing. So especially when and you're doing the speed runs as well in your streams. So stuff like that, I quite like streaming stuff like that where there's like a goal where you're trying to see if you can hit it. If I'm doing that, then I prefer streaming. But otherwise, I do prefer watching streamers do their thing.
Yeah, it's having that goal, and then you can feel quite content in trying to achieve that goal within your stream. And then if you do or don't, it's fine because you can put your energy into going towards it. Whereas if you just turn on the camera to do a stream, but you don't have plans, I personally, I would feel lost. I would need I would need the structure of a plan.
Yeah.
Aye. Yeah.
I reckon because it's not often that I do go on and watch streams or highlights and that. But it's also not often that I stream myself. I think between the two, if I was to like properly get set up and that, I much prefer streaming. I think I'd be much more into that.
I think the only problem I'd have with streaming an online game like Apex is I would forget I'm streaming something, just scream. Pure rage. Sometimes.
I quit one of my streams once because of that. I literally was like, I need to come off now.
You're gonna flip.
I don't. That's one thing about it is I don't want people seeing me like that. On stream because it's not good for anybody. I think there was just one. I kept losing to like people getting extremely, extremely lucky. Just this one time, and I straight up nearly threw my controller, and I was like, I need to come off. I'm coming off. See you later. It's been fun. Sorry, guys. It's been a nice stream. Bye.
Oh.
I've seen talking about like abrupt stream endings. I might have seen. I can't remember what his name was, but he's part of that group that's like. I think it was Tommy in it. I think it's him. Quite new, like into Minecraft. I think he does. But he was sat doing a stream just playing, and I think someone donated something and said a certain word about essays, and he's like, "Oh yeah. Wait, hold on. I have an essay due tomorrow. Wait. Oh shit. Okay, right. Okay, I'm just gonna end the stream here. I'll catch you guys."
He's like, no, I have work to do.
That moment he clocks that. Yeah. That's funny. The highlights, man.
I have just purchased Injustice: Gods Amongst Us.
The first one.
Among Us.
I think so.
Sus.
Gods Among Us, yeah.
Why not the second one?
Justice sus.
There's a second one.
Yeah, Justice 2. Well, you can like customize your characters.
When did that come out? Yeah, but that's. I think I've seen that. It's only like £37.
That came out in 2017. I don't know how much it was. I think I got it for like a $5 when it started like on a deal.
No, I just wait for Gods Among Us.
That was one of the free games on PS4.
2, is it?
Yeah, Injustice 2.
£39.
That's really good.
Aloha. Just had to step
Aloha.
away very briefly.
I was just saying, we're talking about the things that we've streamed.
Oh yes.
I've just downloaded Injustice: Gods Among Us.
Ah yes.
Among Us.
You did mention you really liked that game.
Yes. What the hell?
Among Us.
Oh my god.
I hate that game.
Hot take
Among
alert!
Us.
Hot take alert!
There's a controversial
take.
opinion for you.
Hot take alert. Ken does not like Among Us.
No. I hate Among Us.
Okay. Ken hates Among Us.
Yeah.
When Among Us. Sus.
You're gambling with that opinion.
I never get imposter.
That's why
Ever.
you don't like it.
Right. And I'm just like, well, what's the point? I'm just trying to convince people that I'm not the imposter again, and I never am. I'd have a harder time trying to tell someone I was the goddamn imposter, right? But no, I don't know. I don't want to ruin the game for you guys with my opinion, but
I haven't played in ages anyway.
it's just something about it doesn't sit right with me. Where you have to practice lying to your friends and get better. It's just that principle has never sat right with me. With that game is who can be the better liar to their pals. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get Among Us at all. I know it's just a game. Like I'm not. I know it's just a game, but
and you're being very
premise
sus.
of the game.
I think when it comes to Among Us, personally, actually, I think that's better to watch. I prefer watching than playing, although I do enjoy playing it as well, especially once you've got a group. But yeah, I quite enjoy watching streams of that.
I know what you mean about watching, because if you're watching a streamer and you know that they are the imposter, it's really interesting just to see what then happens on how they can convince their friends if they are, or whatever. If from the outside perspective, it's definitely very interesting just to see how it all unfolds.
Mm-hmm.
Just to cut you off there, Dino.
Still don't like it.
Good point. Still shite.
Scottish folk for you. I understand your point. Don't go of shit. Shite bag.
Can you care less?
What was? So talking about games that we streamed, I very briefly played some PS1 games. Crash Bash, then Croc, Legend of the Gobos, and then very briefly Dino Crisis. And because I played Dino Crisis very briefly when I was younger, and I don't know if it was I got scared or I just wasn't feeling it. But I know that there is a very big following for Dino Crisis, and I wanted to just experience that. I didn't go very far into it, and I was like, right, I'm calling off stream. But I do want to explore it again, as well as some PS2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil Outbreak, which was a very good game, which I would like to explore again.
Did you ever play?
My mind's gone blank.
Did you ever play the PS?
Yeah.
I guess PS1 games, Gex.
I feel like I recognize the name, but I don't think so. Is it a gecko? Yeah.
It's one of those games where I used to play this a shit ton back in the day, and it's one of those that I would like to actually stream if I had set up a PS1 or an emulator or something like that, and actually play it, because I mind watching some of the speedruns and that, and it's crazy. But it's the style of game where you've got like the sort of menu world type thing, and you go into the different worlds, and you have to collect like 3 different remotes, for example, in one of the games. And each remote is like a different challenge. So whether that's get to this part of the map. So it's sort of similar to what's the classic Mario 64, is it?
Where you it's like a top-down view of the map, and you move left and right and up and down to get to certain levels. Is that what you mean?
No.
I don't know.
It's third person.
It's Mario 64 and the fact that it's a 3D
I think Super
platformer.
Mario 64 is the closest.
Super. Oh, okay. I get you. I'll look into that. See what you're fully meaning. But
that game, classic for me.
Yeah. Well, I think we've talked quite a bit about streaming. So we move on to the next topic, being gambling.
Do well.
Alright.
Love a good bit of gambling.
I have very little experience in this, so I'll be relying on you boys to give me some saucy deets.
Yeah, I think between the 3 of us, we're much more into it. Which I guess, you'll have a different perspective because you haven't.
I gamble Apex packs.
But gambling's interesting because there's so many different ways you can do it. I don't know what your preferences are, Ken and
There's
Julian.
only one way you should be doing it. Responsibly.
yes,
Let's just get that out there.
get that out there.
100%.
Only gamble where you can afford to lose.
Yes.
If you are going into your rent and bill money, you need to stop.
100%. Ban yourself for maybe a limited amount of time if you think you can get yourself out of that. Ban yourself for like a month, then revisit it with some spare money. Always gamble responsibly. For the love of God, it does not matter how much you think, I'll get it back. Yeah, you might. The clue's in the name, it's gambling.
Yes.
You probably will not.
If you can tell yourself to set aside a YOLO fund, do that.
Yes, because I can tell you there's 2, well, it depends on what you're playing, but usually there's you and there's the house. Okay? One of them is desperate to make their money back. It's not the house. Therefore, the house will not be making silly decisions and taking big risks. Always gamble responsibly.
A lot of these sites have limitations as well that you can set. So whether that's you can only put a certain amount in to your account during certain times, or you can only play for a certain amount of time before it's like, okay, stop.
They're really good.
I can't remember the website, or if this is on every website, but they will have reality checks where every hour or every 2 hours it will pop up and tell you, by the way, you've been on this website for 2 hours. Do you maybe want to stop? And that's I mean, albeit they are self-imposed, like you can change those settings, but it's definitely good to to at least consider implementing something like that if you have doubts, for example.
I think the most useful one that they've implemented, especially on the one that the website we use, don't know if we're allowed to say the website name, but the website that we use has a feature where you can say, only let me deposit this amount of money every month, every week, or every day. You can set yourself a daily, weekly, and monthly limits. So it can be like, listen, I want to have a bit of fun, but I don't want to like lose the house. Set my limit to like 50 quid for the month, and then if you've lost your 50 quid, that's all you've lost. You're not going to lose any more because it won't let you deposit anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And like tools like that are really handy. But that's the responsible side of gaming. But gambling can be quite fun. I quite enjoy. Like blackjack's really fun.
So do you prefer the casino side to gambling rather than the actual sports betting type side?
100%. Yeah, I don't bet on sports.
Don't do sports still.
Nah.
Oh no, Kate. Sorry, I thought you said James.
Oh, you said James.
Oh, you did say James. Okay, I thought you said Kate. Anyway, yes. Sports betting. I've on and off with sports betting. Not so much lately, but I have done in the past. Accumulators, stuff like that on football. When I say sports betting, I don't think I've ever bet on tennis, basketball, anything like that properly. No. I will predominantly focus on football betting. If it's something like a league or a championship or something that's happening, I will do accumulators of goals over under or both teams to score, things like that. I don't put in the research, and I know myself, I don't put in the research to then go, I think this player will score a goal this match. So I will do generalized things like draw no bet or, goals over under.
So,
but not very much recently. So
it's definitely like all of us like for this strategic betting, or do you just do the all-in wing it sort of style?
I have done all-in wing it before, but I will be responsible with the sports betting because, like I says, I don't put in the research to cover YOLOs on sports betting. So I will do like £5, £10 on accumulators. I won't put large sums into that because I know myself, or I would feel dumb putting in large sums when I've not put in the research.
Yeah, because then it becomes a true gamble.
Yes, exactly. Whereas if I do it more responsibly, like I've had a quick look at the team's previous goal scores. I'll go, right, I'm comfortable they're going to score at least one this game. I will then do things like goals. But
yeah, I've done sports betting quite a fair bit. I'm like 50-50 between sports betting and casino. I think I do prefer the casino though. I've had my fair dip into the sports betting, but same for me. Mostly it's football. I have done a couple that's been on like the snooker or some esports stuff. I've been to, and even tracing at some points. But it does help to have a bit of knowledge into it. Because I watch football like absolute shit. I'm very much into it. So there's a lot of stuff that I kind of know. I can kind of guess. So there's that enjoyment that comes with the sports betting, being able to know the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel more confident in your bets.
Yeah,
educated
guesses. You've got the knowledge. Yeah, you've got the knowledge to back it up.
As for if I was to put a bet on like a baseball game, I've not got any involvement in that. I don't watch it. I don't have any connection. So I it's not the same as betting on football. But in general, would you prefer to have like higher bets or lower bets? How do you sort of go about your odds?
See, it depends what I'm playing.
Mhm.
If I'm playing one of my strategies in roulette, sometimes it's better to have the more money, because those strategies, I mean, it comes down to the whole high risk, high reward, low risk, low reward.
Yep.
The lower the risk, naturally, the lower the reward's going to be. So if you have a bigger bankroll, the low risk, low reward works because you're still making, a decent amount of money because you have a sizable bankroll. But if you're just, it also depends on whether or not you want to sit and chill out with mates. I mean, like when I was working away in Aberdeen, we used to go to the casino after work, and it was great fun. Just a couple of us sitting down at a table, getting a bit of banter, playing blackjack or roulette. It depends what you're in the mood for. Whether you want to have fun and play for a while, or whether you're trying to make money.
Yep.
Hi.
Yeah.
So
See, that's just it. You hit it on the head there. It can be a group thing where, like, for example, you're betting table minimum, so you're not putting large sums on, but you're just you're doing it for the environment and experience of it.
Yeah, you're paying for like it's like, I don't know, entry to a club or a ticket to a gig.
Mm-hmm.
Your bets or your entry into this little event with your friends.
Yeah.
If you're playing the table minimum, that's the way I see it with blackjack. I quite enjoy playing blackjack with friends.
Yeah.
Short answer to the question I was going to ask: if it's purely for money or for the frills.
Thrills.
Yeah. I do it for the thrill of winning money.
Yeah. Going away from sports bets, talking about live casino stuff. Blackjack again. Yeah, it is a fun game to play.
Burst my bubble, James.
I burst your bubble.
I sat the whole weekend learning how to count.
Oh,
and
yes.
comes in and tells me, they have a divider halfway through the deck, though, so you can't accurately count. I'm like, motherfucker.
In person, when you're playing blackjack, sitting physically at a table, yes. The cards in the shoe, as it were, they'll play till the end of the shoe, and if you want to, you can count cards, which will give you the slight edge on blackjack, for example.
If you're quick enough at it.
If you're quick enough at it and you don't make it obvious that you're doing it, because it's not illegal, it's just frowned upon. But when you're playing online live, to curb this, they will put the divider in about halfway through the shoe, so you may not be able to get a true count of the deck.
No, you'll never get a true count. You'll never, ever get the true count because they're split up. I mean, one of the shuffles could end up having high cards in one half and low cards in the other.
Yeah.
Say just law of averages.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll never accurately count.
Yeah.
You'll accurately get the running count, but you'll never get the true count.
Mm-hmm. But saying that, you can still, if the count is good and you're only a quarter way through the shoe, you can still have a rough idea of good cards coming through. But you're only quarter way through the shoe, half of it is not going to get played. Yeah, it's that's a whole other experience itself. It's just,
I mean, a good count. You could say a good count's around plus 13 or plus 14, right? But that really just means that you've had 14 more face value cards than you have had low cards.
Oh yeah.
And 14 out of, say you've got like 8 decks, 14 out of 410 is not accurate.
No.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. Because the way that counting cards work is, you've got obviously 1 to 6 is you count them. Oh god, I always get this mixed up. Count them as +1. 7 to 9 are 0, so they're neutral. And then you have all your face value cards are -1. So the lower your count is, the more high cards have come out. So there's less high cards in the deck, which is bad for you. The more low cards that have come out, it's more positive. To get your true count, you have to take a guess how many decks are there. So if you know there's 8, you would take your number and divide it by 8, and that gives you the true count. But it's like I said, because they have like 8 bloody decks in their thing online, but they put the divider halfway through, you can't just go, I'll divide it by 4. Because it's not 4 decks split evenly in half. You could have a lot of 2s, you know what I mean? It's just... I mean, I would like to try it in a real casino. But yeah, I think you need quite a big bankroll to make it worth it as well. Because whilst they're getting the count, they have to obey basic strategy. The chart that I showed you, it tells you what bets you should do depending on the cards you have.
Yeah.
Give you the best chance. Like the whole thing is you bet the table minimum with that, and then you wait till your count's good, and then you come in with a big bet. So I guess one of those ones where you have to have a big bankroll to make it worth it.
But like I said, it's not illegal. But if casinos notice that you've been betting table minimum, then suddenly you bet chunk, they're gonna know.
Yeah, they'll beat the living shit. I mean, they'll escort you politely out of the building.
They'll take off your kneecap. They will walk you outside.
Put a bag over you. I mean, they'll likely give you a tap out.
Yes.
I was going to say, so you do prefer going for like the strategies and like looking more in depth into the types of games?
100%. But again, it depends on the game. If it's blackjack and if it's online, I'm not too fussed. If it's blackjack and I'm after a bit of fun in like a real casino, then I'm not fussed.
You're more
trying to make, it depends if you're trying to have fun or you're trying to make money.
Yeah.
If you're trying to make money, if you're not using a strategy, then you're being a bit silly. Because you should be taking as much of the gambling out of the equation as you can if you're trying to make money.
Yeah.
It's always going to be gambling. There is no perfect bet because the casino just wouldn't allow it. They wouldn't play the game if there was the perfect bet. But take as much of the gambling out of it as you can.
Yeah.
But if you're playing for money, I definitely prefer playing with strategies. They're actually kind of fun as well, especially in roulette.
Well, speaking of blackjack, it's probably the only gambling game that I actually like. I had experience of in a casino a few years ago, GTA 5, you know, and I played all the different stuff there, but blackjack is the one I managed to understand, and I knew when to either call or stop. But funnily enough, shortly after learning how to play blackjack in my first semester of my course of college this year, I was told to program a game called Pontoon, which is apparently the UK version of blackjack.
Lies. Blackjack is the UK version of blackjack. I don't care what anyone says.
I'm just going off the information that was given to me. I know. And I'm like, oh, cool, I'll get to program it, and I'll get to make the user's card, and I wonder if I can get, put in gambling and all that sort of stuff. And they're like, no gambling's allowed. This is purely a safe project. It specified in the specs, no gambling, no betting, stop that, no. Okay. And then also, the opponent's always on 18, so you don't get to pick a random number for them, and you fucking, you.
Roughly, how old is your lecturer? Roughly. For that.
Late 40s, maybe 50s.
So, so 50s. Yeah, that's why they're calling it Pontoon.
No, it's SQA vision, so it's not to do with them.
It's what?
SQA.
It's SQA, basically SQA, the division of people who make up all the educational assignments and the specs. They give them that project for us to do. Is the lecturer, the only thing they do is tell us how to do it. The Pontoon comes from it's not from the lecturers, because all the lecturers did Pontoon classes that I know of.
Still called blackjack.
Blackjack sounds cooler. Pontoon sounds like a little sissy bitch shit thing.
Pontoon. What the hell does a pontoon have to do with card playing? Who the hell goes down to? Oh, let's go play some cards by the pontoon where the wind can blow all our cards into the fucking water. Come on. I'm sure someone's going to probably correct me and be like, "Well, actually, it's called pontoon because of this."
Sure, I'm sure.
I'll be sitting there like
Pontoon.
I'll be sitting there saying it's still called blackjack, but in my head I'll be going, "Damn it, that's actually an interesting point."
Damn trivia.
But I see for me when it comes to playing blackjack and just casino games or sports betting, I'm a lot more into it just for that enjoyment. So rather than trying to make money, so I'll tend to go for like lower bets but higher odds, because that's kind of what I try and chase, that high of winning something that's you've not got a large chance of winning. Because every now and again something comes through and it's just that feeling. Just that feeling. Although with blackjack, it's a bit different.
Yeah,
because I'm trying to win every hand in that situation. Although I mind the last time me and James went and played blackjack, we were sort of memeing about, joking, being like, "Oh yeah, anytime like a 19 or 20 comes up, just hit it."
Just making like meme jokes about it. It's like, oh, what's that? I'm sitting on a 19. Hit me.
Look you in the eye and say, "Hit me."
Well, here's one for you. I landed on a 20 against I think the dealer had a 6, and I accidentally hit.
But you got the ace.
What's that?
No, I thought you'd say you actually got the ace.
No, I didn't get the ace. But I had to laugh because the dealer was sitting there like, "I'm sure that was a misclick, but unfortunately, we have to go with it." I'm like,
That's
"Oh my god!" Right. Speaking of Fs in the chat here, by the way, let me elaborate on the little for you guys that I think I've only spoken to Caden on the phone since saying it. I was not exaggerating when I said I split aces, hit 21 on both, and lost. Didn't push. I lost.
Mm-hmm.
Because the dealer had blackjack.
Oof.
And because I split them, finds out there's blackjack.
That's
I was like, only I could get 2 fucking 21s and lose.
Oh man.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's not. It was very, very, very upsetting.
Yeah, well, yes, that is upsetting, yes. However, if you'd been able to pull it off, split aces, hit 21 on both, and then won, that would have been nice.
Yeah, it was basically double the bet, but double the return. So I was like, "Oh, excellent! I'm getting double my win here." And then I was like, "Wait, what?" And then I was angry because I was like, "Why is it not a push?" And then obviously it's because they got blackjack, and mine's is classified as a split, so it's not blackjack.
It's
Because
not
it was my first. Yeah.
Technicalities.
So angry.
You'd also enjoy poker as well.
Oh yeah, poker's fun. Unless we're playing with you, who just goes all in every hand.
Nah. I barely do that.
Oh,
I'm a bit more so doing that.
Oh, talking of poker, if you want to know about something that's annoyed Dylan, we were playing on PlayStation, an app version of it, and the people on it would make Dylan so infuriated. They would just constantly go all in on shitty hands. Oh, it's just amazing.
It makes a huge difference when it's online and there's no
Stake.
like face to face like interaction. There's none of that like poker face type stuff.
Yeah.
And in a lot of cases, because it's online, if it's like fake money or even just low bets, people are more inclined to do more silly things. So it kind of makes it harder to play the right way.
We should put who's got the real poker face to the test. Let's go to when all this is lifted. We'll go to Amsterdam, visit a coffee shop, then hit a casino. Then we'll see who's got a poker face.
Who's got the true poker face? That would be interesting. That
Lady
would definitely
Gaga.
be interesting.
Then one of us owns up to having only smoked the mix for the night.
Oh, Amsterdam. Probably long for you.
We were supposed to be in Amsterdam last month. Still not.
When I got the calendar notification, like, oh, your flight is tomorrow, I'm like, it really isn't.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So rubbish. So rubbish. Boy.
Amsterdam it!
What's that fail music? It's the.
Who can say where to go? Yes, that one. That's the one. Oh boy.
Oh, cat.
Come here. He just looked at me and yelled, "What? Where?"
There is quite a few different casino games as well. Have you seen the game shows? I don't know what sites all offer it. I know one of the ones I've been using recently has these game shows on it. So it's like they're different names, but they're pretty much the exact same. It's just this massive wheel.
Oh yes.
They like 60%
Crazy Town.
the wheel. Yeah. 60% of the wheel is like got a certain, like say number one. So if it lands on that, whatever you bet is times by one. And then there's a less percentage of it being number twos and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever touched on those ones?
Once or twice, yes. I do want to return to them actually because they definitely seem very intriguing. But blackjack just takes over. When I think about going to gamble something, I'm like, right, blackjack.
Yeah, I mean, blackjack's just fun. No, the only time I've played Crazy Town, like the game shows, is when Bet Victor did that thing where they fucking, they credit your account with free money to try and encourage you to play it. But I find that very, very suspect, by the way. That it has like responsible gambling all over the website, but then it gives you these things to encourage you to gamble. Like incentives. Oh, here's a bit £40 to get the 2-pack.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I'm like, okay, this is a bit counter to your
Or
responsible.
There's signs in the back of the room saying like "switch off" where your only priority is. Like,
Yeah.
What?
Be careful with your money, but please give it to us.
Please stay here and bet your entire paycheck.
Give us your money, but don't make it illegal for us, please.
Oh.
The more money means the more money you can bet.
But, yeah, game shows. They're with the giant wheel. They're quite interesting as well because the presenter or the dealer in this case, they just keep talking and engaging the crowd.
Yeah.
So they open up the floor to it's not just you betting on a number, spinning the wheel, seeing the result. They encourage you to speak to them, speak about the game and stuff. They'll ask you about your day. So I understand that they are wanting to make you feel comfortable in the situation. They're not asking you to bet more. They're just making you have a better time.
It's very good.
Like you can get some absolute lads. Like I was playing craps one time, and this guy, I can't even mind his name, but he was just having like me banter with the chat. It was just funny.
It was good.
I haven't got a damn hit the craps.
Me neither. I was doing well, and then I wasn't, and I stepped away.
I also don't understand is some of those slots. Like you see some of the items that pop up, and you're like, "Oh yeah, what does that mean? Did I win?"
The virtual slots, like Aztec Run or something like that. I don't even or
person, like the actual fucking puggies.
Oh, like a fruity machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stay away from them because I just have no idea about them. I tried to like search online for a how-to guide, and it's just talking about the specifications of it rather than how to play it. It's like, okay,
There's no how to. They're programmed in such a way that they're like, oh
yeah, for
it's not
minimum
this,
drops.
yeah, it's not like the what's the words I'm looking for here. Obviously, this isn't the values, but it's like once it's made a tenner, it'll give you a fiver.
Yeah, it
Kind of
needs
thing.
to take in a certain amount of cash before it can drop the
Yeah,
jackpot or something.
that's straight up depending on your luck in terms of when you go on the machine.
Yep.
That's why some people camp out a machine, wait for somebody to pile in 50 quid, not win anything, walk away, then you jump on, spin one hand, and then you win.
Yeah.
Yep. It's also why you never hit a bandit after it's just paid out.
No. Yeah, slots is just it's not something I've tried it. I've tried it a few times, and in certain places, because as I've said earlier, I'm more the person for that kind of enjoyment. So in a setting where it's like a pub and there's just one sat there with a couple of people and we've been drinking, it's like, stick a few quid in just for the bands. See what happens. But mostly I don't think they're that good. I'm not a fan of them. Because as you say, it's very very just
Dependent on how many people have already been on it.
it's scripted almost. It is scripted.
It is scripted. They're designed that way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's the motivation for these companies to even make them? You know what I mean? They're just designed that way. Make a fiver, give a tenner. Nope. That's not how they're designed.
Nope.
Make a tenner, give a fiver.
Oh.
That kind of thing, it'll pay out like 80 quid as its jackpot, but it'll have actually taken in something like 400 before it does that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
yeah.
I think live casinos much better.
I prefer if we could go to an actual casino though.
Oh, 100%.
That would be good because then you're in person. You can have a laugh with people.
It's just chilling out with your pals.
You're not there to try and make money. You're there to just have fun with your
An experience.
Yeah. Right.
What about the like another side of gambling with would you say bingo?
Yeah, the bingo.com.
I've tried some bingo a couple of times. Won a few, like, because they'll do like the main draw, then they'll do the second draw, and then third draw or something like that. I can't mind the website now, but it's like 10p a strip, and then you can buy like the 10 strips or whatever, and it's it'll stamp it for you. So I've won a couple of times on like the second or third draws, but see, they're interesting just to autoplay kind of thing. Like you'll buy the 10 lines, see how it rolls, buy another 10, see how it rolls, kind of thing. It's just they're interesting just to see what happens. I don't really get into them though.
No.
Closest thing I've got with bingo is my bingo wing, so I've been playing it years ago, I think, Blackpool. But I was like 8. I don't really remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's thinking.
I was just gonna say I've been to real bingo once or twice, and it's actually quite enjoyable.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't we also have we had that bingo mat thing, didn't we, Ken? Where it was actually in a big ball, we could do it ourselves.
What was that? Sorry.
Like we actually had like a play at home bingo set where you actually have a mat where it's all got slots in it, where you would roll the ball, then have the balls inside. Obviously, whatever comes out, you'd put it on the mat.
Mm-hmm.
We used to play the shit out of that when I was really young. I don't know what's happened to it though.
Yeah, I think bingo doesn't. It's like a slightly different variation of gambling. So, like I mind in I think some of the rules on it is different than like sort of flat out gambling via like sports betting and all that stuff. and I think it's same. Some you'll know quite often. There's a lot of games that have a sort of, it's pretty much gambling, but they go through these loopholes to try and make sure that it's not. But a lot of games tend to have this sort of gambling type feature via loot boxes and stuff like that.
That's a whole different kind of gambling right there, because you're still paying for items regardless. You don't get cash back, but you're trying to gamble your cash to get a arguably better item, for example.
Yeah.
So you're still paying for items. You're just hoping it's going to be you're paying for a better item.
Yeah. Like with the CS:GO
Skins.
gold skins, nice and whatnot.
You can still make money off it though. Off of them. That's the thing. And I admittedly have put some money into some cases. Saying that, it's when you buy CS:GO cases, they're cheap. It's the keys to open the cases that are the expensive part.
That's
so what Steam does, or whoever the developers of CS:GO do, if you randomly, after you play a game, you may get dropped a case, and you're like, oh damn, I might just spend £2.50 to get a key and open this case, see what I get. Whereas if you didn't get dropped that case, you wouldn't have thought about buying a key, so you wouldn't have opened it. So it's the enticement.
Leaves it there, yeah.
It's like, oh, by the way, here's a case.
It's like the Aldi plan where they got people to come in simply because they were offering cans of beans £2. It's to entice you to go there, but then anything you do afterwards is of your own accord. Like,
yeah, they're not telling you to buy the key. They're just going, here,
here's a case.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gambling. Going, I could spend £2.50 and get a skin worth £500, which some skins go for, which is ridiculous.
Like Pokemon cards as well.
Yeah, Pokemon cards.
It's like Rocket League and Fortnite have just been hit with a don't want to say lawsuit because I don't think it's the right word. And we just had a settlement where every player ever who has bought keys on Rocket League or crates and likewise loot boxes or whatever it is on Fortnite. I played it 3 years ago.
I think you just buy the skins itself.
Yeah, they've changed it.
Well, they used to have the llamas
that
you can buy, which has mystery items in them. Now, because of that gambling element that's in it, you don't know what you're going to get. Could be shit, could be amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did for Fortnite, but in terms of Rocket League, every player ever who's purchased keys or the crates, the event crates, that's the one, got 1,000 free credits in game. Which is pretty good. I mean, the way they do it now, they've got what's called blueprints, so you can see what you're paying for. You know what I mean? You can be like, right, I've got this blueprint, that's the item I want, and then you can pay to open it, as opposed to paying for a key for a crate.
Yeah.
And then you open it, and it's an item you hate.
I think Overwatch and Apex is that. But with Apex, I think it's something like you buy $1.99 for 100 Apex coins, and that 100 you can get one pack. And you open that pack, you have a chance of getting the blue, a white, a purple, or a yellow, which is legendary, which would normally cost 1,800 Apex coins. Actually buy. That's the thing.
Yeah.
In the in-game store, or you go in for your characters, you can see the different skins, and you can buy them using in-game currency or bot currency for the game. Or you can gamble it and see if you can chance it through free packs or bot packs. So there's a lot of variety in what way you do these things. But in the end, there's still enticements like, you could get it right now if you pay for it. Or if you want to maybe gamble for it for less money, it becomes more money because you start gambling.
Yeah, that's all these games do. They put this way so that you can get them for free. You can earn these crates for free. You can do that, but it's going to be a grind. You've got to play it a lot. You've got to put a lot of hours in just to get like 1, for example. I mean, in Black Ops 3, there's times where I can get kind of lucky in like the casino stuff, but with the games, for some reason, I just get so unlucky. Black Ops, they had a system where it was like 10 crypto, whatever, say it's crypto keys or whatever. 10 crypto keys gets like a common crate. 30 gets the rare one.
Yeah.
And you could play one game and maybe get one like crypto key, maybe like 1.5 you'd earn. So it's very, very slow just to get a rare one. You wouldn't bother for the common because the amount of common items that were in the game, just it wasn't quite worth it. You could chance it, but the rare ones you'd always go for. And I mind, I think I got all the way up to 10th Prestige. So I played that much, and then I got past that, got to Prestige Master, I think in the end like 230 something. And there were still a lot, and I mean a lot of fucking weapons that they added in just these crates. The only way to get them was by the crates.
Yeah.
And I didn't own them. Like, I'd played so much, I'd put so many hours into the game, and I didn't own more than half of the guns available.
Same with me on Apex. Like, I probably
It was
maybe
That's
own
just business.
business. I own over like maybe half of the legendaries, and I've put like over 1,100 hours into Apex. And then there's the heirloom, right? I've went on to one of the online Apex pack calculators, and you need about 500 packs to get an heirloom, which is the red item. It's basically a weapon you have for a legend of your choosing that has one. And the chances of getting it offhandedly is something like under 1%. So it's garble chances. And even then, those chances are getting lowered and lowered because of every new item being added to the game. So you either got to get the set 500 packs or the lower than 1% chance. I've opened about 440 packs. So I'm almost hitting 500 before I even gotten the random chance of getting it. And my mate Matthew has gotten 2 so far just by luck.
Yeah. It's outrageous.
Absolutely outrageous. I haven't even gotten 1.
I believe that was always the case when we were buying keys in Rocket League as well. Dylan would get the bloody good items and I would get shite.
Always the games we like to play that we get the shite items. Like, I wasn't a fan of Black Ops 3. Yeah, I kept on getting all the good skins and weapons, and you weren't. So in a post at Rocket League, Ken was getting shite, and now it's Apex, and I'm getting shit on.
It's really weird.
Watch this. I'll launch it now and I'll get all the items you want.
You open your first pack and you get an heirloom, I will scream. I will record a scream and I'll add it to this fucking podcast.
Oh, blood-curdling scream. But one of the most sketchy ones, like, a lot of these are quite sketchy and they sort of edge on that territory of actual gambling and illegalness, right? And EA is one that's really, really bad for it. Like, FIFA is one that's been investigated so many times. There's tons of like DDs and stuff like that out there. People trying to take them down just because of the FIFA packs. The way they've done them, like, it's such a grind to get any semi-decent player. So they constantly put out these packs, which you have to buy FIFA points for. So that whole thing is just a crazy story. It's one of those ones that you kind of read into to learn more about that, but it's extremely sketchy, man. It's pretty much gambling, but they're somehow
Getting away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I getting away with it? I think, for example, right, some of these FIFA streamers and FIFA YouTubers, every year the game comes out, and people jump in Ultimate Team to try and build these amazing teams. And because they're streamers, because they have a shit ton of money, they pump a lot into it. So legit, I mind one of them said, like, oh, in a month they might spend like 40 grand on just FIFA packs.
Jesus. a lot
And
more
it's
than
like,
those like yearly wages.
when you spend that much money just to get a 70s
That's
team.
fucked up.
Not a 70s team, a good team. It's crazy.
On a game for a game of which in a year's time none of it would matter. Mad. That's somebody's yearly wages for their family.
It's ridiculous.
See, the cat agrees with me.
Packs, they don't guarantee it either. You get absolute shit. You see people that do pack openings and they get absolutely shit. But then they're
Like
like,
they drop
more,
like £200
yeah,
after getting nothing.
because they cost a fair bit. It's not something I like seen in games at all. I like it fully to be just earnable.
Game gambling is definitely just shitter because a lot of kids have just taken their like parents' credit cards and ruined their bank account. Oh,
Well, that's a hot topic right there. Is but the parent shouldn't give the credit card, or the parent should watch out, and it's this whole thing. So the way to solve it is to not have gambling in video games.
Yeah, take it out. And a lot of them don't have like a "Are you sure?"
Oh yeah, it's once you've verified the card or something, you can just keep pinging it.
Yeah, just press it and it's done.
Yeah, which is dodgy in itself. Just makes it way too easy to then.
yeah, that happened to me on Apex. I accidentally bought a skin I didn't mean to, and I couldn't even refund it or like. Are you sure?
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Well, I've just bought 5 of them, so oops.
Aye. Gambling is definitely really versatile. Definitely not like.
So going back to the proper gambling stuff, like the all that casino and sport stuff. Because Caden, you haven't at all, have you?
I've been to a casino.
No, like bet real money. You haven't to try.
Yeah, apart from games and nothing.
Have you ever thought about it?
No. Never been something that's piqued my mind. Like I can barely like get interested in like non-staked games like blackjack. Blackjack's like get me to play. Like I like watching other people gamble and stuff like that, but it's just I don't think it really like piques my interest in actually doing it myself.
But that's when, once this is all done, we're gonna go to a casino and we're just gonna have a good time.
Yes. I don't mind doing it with mates, like as an experience, because obviously it's something I've never done before. Looking for that.
Nice responsible
thing. 100%.
My one and only ever gamble, and I win like 50 grand. I'm like, well, that's me. I'm retired.
What?
What? Yeah, I think you cut off for me as well.
God damn it! It'd be like my first ever gamble, and I retire immediately after, and it's something like I win 50 grand.
That would be amazing.
Drinks on you, sunshine.
Aye.
You know what?
Yeah, it's very important to be responsible. You see some of these people, because it's such an addictive thing, and you see so many people getting like that heavily addicted to it. I mind one time I went into Ladbrokes just to stick on like one of the free things that they offer. And I mind there was just this older guy in there, and he would sit at the table and watch the TV and watch the horse. And it was a virtual, I think it was virtual, because they're always on, watching this virtual horse racing. And he would sit watch, and then once it finished, he would go up to the desk, stick on like 5 or so horses at like 20p each or something, and then he'd go back to the table and you'd watch it. And he'd just keep going back and forth, and he would do that for hours. I remember the guy at the desk was saying that. He was like, don't get that bad. Just please don't get that bad.
Was that when I was there? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Was that on the way we were going to like Mad Hatters or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
You know, James said your Ladbrokes card, and I was like, nope.
I turned around and you're both gone. I'm like, where the fuck did they go?
just nipped into Ladbrokes. This old guy's just slip after slip after slip, like bet slip, and then the guys on the desk were just like, because they can't do anything about it, because the guy knows fine well what he's doing, So it's I don't know. That's like
Yeah. Need to make sure you're not in that state
Bit of
where
addiction.
you're constantly doing it. Yeah. When the
yes,
fun stop,
as
you
they
stop.
say.
Yeah.
When fun stop, you stop. Back to our first point.
Yeah.
Only bet you can afford to lose. Your YOLO fund.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Man.
Well, if it's our first point, could be our last point as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds like a good way to end.
Yes.
Round off.
Responsible.
Betting
Be
is
responsible, people.
fun, responsible.
Not just for gambling, for fucking life. You only live once.
I didn't get a word of what you just said.
God.
I think
We can't let
Damn it!
not just for gambling, but for
For life.
life. Yes.
For life, yes.
Well, it's been good. It's been an enjoyable episode.
Oh yeah.
Special ones are always special.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Having you on.
Thank you very much for having me and Ken, and thanks for having yourselves. Had a very good time. Thank you very much.
It
no
has
bother.
been fun.
Make sure to check them out in the social medias and that.
Yes, I'll be adding their deets description. Alas.
Oh, aye.
The barren wasteland that is my Twitch.
Alas, thank you all for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
Ta-da.